Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast as Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of the day.
So call in at 888-565-1470 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning. Shake off your sleepies, buckle in, cause it's showtime!
And welcome to the breakfast. I don't know what the hell that means, but
The breakfast. We should get breakfast, as a matter of fact.
no, I can't eat. I'm fasting.
You don't have to eat, but everyone else needs to
Yeah,
eat.
but that sucks, and then I have to watch.
Look at these guys. They're normally at breakfast. I don't know where their food is this morning.
I don't know where the guys are.
I don't either. Good morning, guys. You ready for breakfast? No. No? Did you eat yet?
I have no idea. What happened? Valerie's turning lights on. Valerie's on the pro. Morning.
we're too
Valerie,
dark.
do me a favor. Turn that TV so I can see. Morning to everybody out there.
You have to get used to the morning, man.
No, I can't. If I could, I wouldn't ask you to turn that one. There you go. I just want to say good morning to everybody. Today is a very strange day that's going on. We have a lot of things we're going to cover today. Get your pens and papers out because, man, do I have some news for you.
Uh-oh.
Wait till you hear what's going
What
on
you got cooking?
in the world. And how you doing? Good
I'm
morning.
good. How you doing? Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you.
I just want you to know that Dawn made a cup of coffee this morning, left it in the machine, and went and took the hairdresser for the last 45 minutes.
I gotta tell you, my brain is like on super overdrive. I must have, you know how I used to say I had 25 pages going at once? We're well over 300. I start something, I go to another room, and another room, and another room. I come back, I make circles.
Is your mic even on?
Yes, I found the dead bug.
Fellas, is your mic on? Because I didn't turn them on.
All of those things. And
Yeah.
then I still left my coffee on the coffee machine.
Still.
So thank you for finishing my coffee for me.
I didn't finish it. I just gave it to you.
I appreciate that.
There you
Girls
have
are here as well.
Look
Happy
at that.
Wednesday to you. It would
So
be a wonderful Wednesday morning.
It is the walking scary twins.
And
If the
she's
arms get
back.
any, and you notice that both have long hair, right? And when they walk, they like Rapunzel. What's the name of the lady?
Rapunzel?
That one with the hair dragging along the floor.
I know. I don't know how you girls, how long it takes to get such long hair, but it's so beautiful.
I'm going to bet you that you forgot to turn the lapels on.
No, we talked about it.
No, I turned them on.
We had a little revisit over there.
So let's say good morning to the ladies. Let's say good morning to the gentlemen. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
The Masked Marauders.
Good morning.
I think Vinny just needs a paintbrush, and he looks like he's going to paint this,
Serious.
right?
Yeah.
He's got a nice new hat,
He's
a
all,
whole nice
no,
look.
he's all dressed up for your show today, right?
Yeah.
Is that the theme today?
Sort of.
What is going to be the theme?
Anything.
Anything.
Is it intended or pun extended or whatever?
Included.
Included?
Maybe. Who
Inc-
knows?
It's
Actu-
extended, included.
Val had another name for his show also. Remember on Monday you were talking?
You were
It should
talking
just
Monday,
be about
remember?
Vinny and
Oh, random thoughts with Vinny.
Random Thoughts with Vinny.
No, that's a segment. That's a segment brought to you by the Vinny Show.
We should do that today, actually. Random Thoughts by Vinny. Life is good.
And the Slickster is very quiet today.
How was your evening?
My evening was fine. You know, it's just the same old, like just lifting doors. That's about it. But
People buying doors?
definitely, people are renovating their houses more throughout this
Hurricane
whole
doors.
pandemic.
Hurricane doors. I
Well,
know.
that's what I want to start with L9. They
L-
used the word cyclone.
What'd you say?
L9.
L9. Is that the
It's
aisle?
not even the name storm yet because it hasn't hit the numbers.
Oh, I thought it was aisle L9. That's where the doors are.
No.
Storm is
L9. L9 is the name of the storm that's out there. And I have a deep concern because she's headed right for Puerto Rico. I think she's going to go south of Puerto Rico.
Linda Summers said she did. It's the name starts with an I. Isola or something.
Izalia or some crap like that, yeah.
Yeah. So I always follow Linda Summers more than I follow anybody else. Is what I must tell you, because I think her predictions are so always on track that I always follow Linda Summers, and you can follow her at Florida Weather, Florida Severe Weather.
Florida severe weather. And what did Linda say?
Tropical storm, it looks like.
Yes,
But
we're
it
going to
might
get
move.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday rain and wind all day long.
So
How
I
you
was
liking
thinking
that?
Friday, Teddy, we may want to unplug some of our equipment Friday night,
Yeah, no problem.
just in case.
I'm thinking that we had, you asked what you missed yesterday, Valerie. Yesterday we had
did I miss?
on We had on Jeff Greenberg from Promo Stuff for You, and he has umbrellas that do LED on them.
They Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
Or Bluetooth.
So you can actually sing in the rain.
That's interesting.
Like, wouldn't that be a funny commercial? You put up his umbrella and you actually do a singing in the rain cover.
I would totally
And
do
you
that.
can talk and sing in the rain. I'm talking in the rain, and you're walking around and with the mask on, and you're talking in the rain. I'm so glad you ignore me.
No, I hear you singing in the rain. I'm just thinking about that happens, you get electrocuted, and then I'll be blaming
That's kind
Dawn.
of cool, I think, an LED umbrella. Did you see me trip out of my car yesterday with my heel on my umbrella again? I did it again. Whoever I was telling, I did it again.
Are you serious?
I did it again. You sharing it out? Good morning to Lisa Stark. Haven't seen Lisa in a long time. Lisa, I gotta tell you, I certainly miss your store. She had the best consignment store in Boca. It was called Serendipity. One of the best stores.
Oh, yeah, I remember Serendipity.
Remember Lisa? Remember her show?
Yeah, she used to come in with the broken leg.
I know. Every time I buy shoes on consignment, I think of her. I'm like, man, she had the best stuff.
Is she on?
I know, yeah, she's watching, so good morning, Lisa. Val, how was your day off?
Not too bad. I slept in a little bit, and then I had to go to Pink. So.
So,
You-
really not a day off.
had
No,
to go-
but I did get to sleep in a little, which helped.
That was good, it helped?
Yes.
I don't know if I've actually been sleeping, but last night on a whole nother level, this course I've been taking, I've met such spectacular people. I got to tell you, getting out of your comfort zone is hard, but when you do it, it's like, bam, you meet these great people that, I got to tell you, these ladies, and this, you spoke to the podcast guy yesterday, a lot of people joining us on the show.
He's actually going to be on Friday, and we're going to have trivia. We're going to play trivia with him.
80s trivia on
80s and
Friday.
90s. But the funny thing is, he said that he is the trivia king. And I said, yeah, but you haven't met Slick. So, Slick, you're going to have to get your trivia cap on because
Brush up on your 80s.
we're having the trivia
Like he's
contest on
laughing.
on Friday.
No?
Brush up on my 80s, but you know,
When were
okay,
you
I
born,
will
in
try to.
91?
I will try to.
When you were born, in 91?
93.
You weren't even born when this trivia
Yeah, that's what it's like.
So you
Yeah.
better know history. Are you good at history?
I mean, if I study up on 80s, but I'm pretty sure the answers are still gonna be over my head on the 80s questions. But I'll study up on the 80s.
Slick, I put you out there like you the man.
Yeah,
And he
like
says, I
that.
can't hardly wait to meet this Slick guy.
Okay, we'll see. I can brush up on my 80s
That's
though.
okay, because I got plan B.
Okay.
You know, in
We
life,
can
you
do-
have to
w-
always have a plan B.
We can do 90s and early
You would
2000s.
do 90s.
I got a plan B. First of all, Dawn is very good with the 80s.
Okay.
She's a phenom.
All right.
But my plan C is Teddy, because they share a brain, these two. So whatever one doesn't know, the other one does.
Freddie's like our brainchild. She understands you. She got the rice out of your computer, and then she.
No,
kinda
I'm gonna
relates
tell
with
you.
me.
I'm gonna share
She
something.
did surgery on that.
I'm gonna share something scary with you. I'm gonna tell you. This kept me up to 2 o'clock in the morning last night. I was talking to Teddy yesterday because we have that new show that we're doing on Mondays with Carolyn Turk. Red American Radio is
The
coming
nice
back.
thing is you've renamed her, so no one knows who you're talking about.
Carolyn Turk. Why wouldn't I want the world to know?
Karen.
Oh, it's Karen. In my world, she's Carolyn
I know.
because I only remember the
For
Turk.
inquiring minds, for she's really just the Turk.
I call her the Turk. I don't even call her by her first name, so I don't know it. But I tell Teddy what I want to do at the WNN studios because she wants to be in the radio room. And we're going to take her to a separate radio room to conduct business, right? So I tell Teddy, this is what we need to do. And she says, what do we need to do? I says, I need to air her, but I want to do it remotely where she's in studio. Oh, yeah, I did that. And she said like 3 things to me, which I still don't understand English. And she says, I got this. And I walked away wondering, what happened? Wait, what just happened? But you do know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same thing I used to do when we were remote. If you guys were here and I was at home,
Right.
it's the exact same thing.
Well, I spoke to Gio last night, and he says to me, just ask Teddy. She knows. She does it
Yeah.
every day.
Every day.
But the difference here is that the microphones have to stay open.
That's
And
fine.
I'm still trying to figure out how you shut them off.
I'll show you how. I know how to
Individual
do it.
microphones.
No.
But it's no different than what you do
Now it is different. Because
they do it from home. and
because
you
there's
run it from
nobody
home.
working the board. You're doing it from home. Now, I've never done that.
What about when you
Yeah.
do Jordana?
I take the feed from the radio station.
Are you still doing that?
How can you do that when they're talking into a microphone just like these are being lit?
But
These
you're
are
still
done
taking the
manually.
feed from the radio station because she's on radio.
That's what Gio says. He says to use the lymph. Well, how can I do that? It's going to be a delay
We do
on
it
the
every
mic.
day. We do it all the time.
I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
Don't we do this all the time? Don't we do that? You do this every night when you leave here.
No, I don't.
Every
guys
night
are
except
missing the point.
Wednesdays. What's
You're
the
missing
point?
the point.
Dad?
You're missing the point.
Oh, I have to tell you, my
the mic's
bag has
on.
now graduated to the mom bag because I think it's as heavy as yours.
Your bag.
My bag.
Yeah, what's in it? Stones? Ever since she met that group, she has like rocks in her bag.
I got books. I got to take notes now. I got reading books. We've got an author coming on today at 1 o'clock. I got all kinds of things going on.
All right, so I got the question of the day. You ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Anybody here got the stimulus $1,200 check?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
did.
did? Yeah.
You did?
I'm
Okay,
surprised
check
you
this
did
out. Check this out. What happens when you have a couple, they got the check, and they put it in their drawer, right? You put it in your drawer because you don't want to cash the money. You want to save it for a rainy day. So let's assume that scenario. And the person one of the persons on the check, husband and wife, one of them goes into the hospital and unfortunately dies of the virus. What happens?
You lose the money.
You lose the money.
Oh, really?
There's no getting it back. I
But you
mean,
can't sign the
over
check if it's not yours.
$25 million has been lost. What?
Whoa.
Well, here's what I don't understand.
Why didn't they cash the check?
And just hold the cash.
I'm going to tell you why. Like every other American in debt, we keep it in a drawer
Why?
for a rainy day.
So
You see, in
cash
your
it.
world, it don't rain.
So cash it and keep the cash in your drawer for a rainy
So that's
day.
today's tip of the day. If you got that
If you had
Fed-
my mother, you would cash it and keep the cash in a drawer in a sock.
if you got that federal check at home in the
Cash it.
drawer, whatever, you get that bad boy out right now and you go to the bank and you cash that bad boy. I don't care if you open up a safety deposit box.
Yeah.
You cash it, you bring it home, and you put it in an envelope. Now, a lot of people are saying, Freddie, what are you talking about? You use that money to pay the rent. That's fine. But for those of you, and I know there's plenty, over $25 million of you,
Seriously?
that people thought that they could bring in a death certificate because they lost their husband, wife. Now, some people got the check when their family member was in the hospital, and they could not sign the check. So what do you do? What do you do if your loved one is in the hospital?
Well, didn't most of the money get direct deposited?
No,
Wasn't the checks just
My
for
dad's
those?
was.
mine's wasn't. Mine's was sent.
Yeah, mine
in
I
a
got in
check.
the mail.
It came forever. It took forever.
I think those people got it mailed if you never got a refund on your taxes, so they didn't have your depositing account.
Okay, but the question is, what do you do if your loved one who's on the check is in the hospital,
That's
she
a
can't
problem.
sign? Huh? Come on, what's the common denominator? What do you think people should do?
Well, should? I can't say that on the air. 'cause
I was about
it's
to say.
illegal.
Yeah.
But I have to say might not be the most legal remedy, so I will remain quiet on that one.
You sign her name or his
Right
name.
to him.
It's
That
not
would be-
First of all, let me ask you a question.
Forgery.
Whose
Yeah.
name is on the check?
Both of yours.
Well, then
Well, is it
don't
both
I
of
have
yours
a
or theirs?
legal right to go get our money?
However, I know they sent it to the people that have been deceased, and if they have been
That's
deceased,
another problem.
if they were deceased, then there's nothing you can do because the person does not even they had passed away before COVID. I know someone whose mother got it, and she passed away a year ago.
Yeah, but I didn't want to bring that up because it sort of makes what I'm telling them to do bad. If your a loved one is in the hospital, her name is on that
there's like
check.
this fine line that Freddie walks. It's this gray fuzzy zone of if they're in the hospital, maybe you can like sneak it into them with their food and have
There
them
ain't no
sign-
sneaking it in. The bottom line here is you sign the freaking check.
Yeah.
Go get the freaking money because that money was sent to you for a purpose, no? So
Yeah.
is it bad to sign your name or your loved one's name when she or he is in the hospital? That's the question of the day. Is it bad? Is it morally unethical?
Well, it's
What?
illegal. I just
Well,
wanna
what
put
First of
that
all,
out
we're not
there.
call a cop. We're not talking
I'm
about
just,
that.
I just want to put
Is
that
it
out there
morally
for
un-
legal issues.
It is morally
Allegedly.
illegal, yes. It is illegal.
Okay, so you not getting the money is legal.
Oh, I'm
Wow.
not saying that I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying
No, she's
for
not saying I
legal
wouldn't do it.
reasons,
Val, can
allegedly.
you brighten up your camera with Teddy, please, or one of you girls? Thank you.
So that
Yes,
was the
I think you
question I
were.
had for today.
That was the question today. We don't have any questions. I want to know about your platform because I really think it's time to get your presidency platform out there because you're not really liking your options. Maybe other people aren't. Apparently, Kanye's not a legitimate option anymore, Slick.
No, he's off.
He's
out.
off. So you need another option.
Well, the funny thing about what's going on right now is that right now we're going to be voting whether it's send it in by mail we're going to be voting for one of two evils. And it's not necessarily the lesser of two evils. I think they're just both idiots. I think that Trump is losing his mind and Biden already has lost his. I mean, you see some of the things that they're talking about on the stage. They don't, this whole stage is, I'm losing control. I'm getting very nervous. There's a lot of moving pieces.
Lot of
I feel
moving
like
pieces today.
I'm in Times Square.
Did he
I'm
say
in the
that?
subway. I feel
know.
like, you ever see this going around? Look at this. This is like
It's like a
hello.
Chinese fire drill.
We should paint subway tracks here on the floor. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Subway tracks.
The lesser of two evils, I know. It's funny because I was reading that book. You know, I always say we don't talk politics, and we've got an author coming on today at 1 o'clock, and it's about racial inequality, although it's called racial
But that's not
equality.
politics.
What is it?
It's
I
a point
didn't
of
think
view.
it was politics either until you read it and you realize all of these bills and all of these things that got passed after the Civil War and all of these things that didn't happen and the non-politics of being in northern Florida in 1960s is truly just being in the South, and there was no racial equality then. None.
There was none then and there's none now.
None. So the fact that it's called For Racial Equality, he definitely put a positive spin on it. So you're reading it thinking maybe it's not as bad as we all thought. It's pretty darn bad is all I can tell you. The fact that human beings do this to other human beings in our lifetime, in any lifetime, is just beyond even comprehension.
Yeah, it's funny, but yesterday we played a song. I know Richie was talking about if everybody put down their walls.
What was that song, by the way?
I
Do you
don't
know?
But he says if everybody puts their walls down, there will be no wars. Why is it that we spend more tears on our soldiers fighting in war than just, admitting that maybe what we're doing is wrong? Good, bad, or indifferent, nothing in size. I'm just talking the truth.
But what happens when you finally realize what you've said or done is wrong? Can you take it back? Can you fix it?
A politician will never take it back.
Teddy?
A human being will.
I think that a long time ago, I heard the story that words are like toothpaste, and once you let it out, you can never put it back in. You can never take back what you said, but you can learn and you can atone for what you said and like be better going forward. But you can never truly take back anything you've said.
True that.
Val?
I think it depends on the person. If you could like fix it, then great. If not, then it's a live and learn
morning.
type of thing.
There's somebody behind me.
Andy Silverman from Icon Auctions and Events.
How are you, Andy? I'm a little creeped out that you're behind me. All right, I want a gate put behind me because that's a little creepy.
You want a bell?
I'm saying there's like this
Yeah, you need
yellow
a bell
haze
for when
behind
that door opens.
We do. We like a chime on that bell when the door
me.
when
A,
it
a
opens.
chime. I want a gate at this door here. He scared the hell out of me. How you doing, Andy? We're hanging in there, looking. I'm running for president, by the way.
You're running for president?
Yes.
You don't have my vote.
I know.
Ooh!
I gain your vote because after you see what's coming, you're gonna want me back more than any other knucklehead out there. I gotta tell you.
Something really good to get my vote.
I'm not Trump and I'm not Biden. What better is there?
You're
What
a whole
better
lot-
is
I think
there?
you're a whole lot more fun.
Well, the funny thing is that these guys, they all talk out of the sides of their mouths because they owe favors to the whole world. One day Trump says, don't use this pill. The next day he's taking it. Then he says, take it. Then he says, don't take it. And he has a fight with Fauci because he says he's more popular than me. But he was kidding. They take it all out of context. You should see what's going on out there.
I try not to. Slick, what do you think? He's gonna say about what? That's why I
About
didn't
what?
ask Vinny.
No,
'cause
no,
he's
you
the
can't. No,
witness.
you can't take it back. It all depends on the person. Just like Freddie said, politicians don't take it back because they have like a band of people behind them. But if you're a human being, you'll take it back and you'll be like, okay, I gotta wise up from that.
Has a politician ever been wrong?
I don't think so.
Never?
I
In the
felt like
history
their
of
camp.
mankind?
I felt like their camp comes around them, and then they come with like some sort of like way
An excuse.
to like they wouldn't directly apologize, but they'll do something that would show like they are apologizing. From
So
my
nobody will
experience,
man up and say, I messed up.
I don't think so.
Vinny, what
Wow.
do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, not for yeah.
Can you? Can you apologize as a politician? And
It all depends on the
Because they say it shows a
politician
sign of
too.
weakness.
It depends.
If you're wrong, you're wrong.
But it depends on the politician too, because like a politician, I mean, I haven't seen one myself. I don't know if anybody has, but it all
Have you
depends
ever
on
voted
the.
before?
Yeah.
And has your politician at the end of the day, you say, man, I made a mistake?
No, I wouldn't. No, they never come out. It's usually
Really?
the camp. It's usually the camp that always like it has a weird way of apologizing. like a.
Interesting. Never
That's
wrong.
what I see.
You gotta vote though. You know what I
But
say?
you do.
Every vote counts. We learned that when we were talking to Claudia, right? Claudia Mendoza. For everyone who thinks, it doesn't matter if I vote, I'm just one person. If everyone said that, think how many people wouldn't vote.
Can you imagine the guy that could round up 10 million votes, how popular he would be?
I mean, look at their generation. And I think you guys have the most powerful generation because you're actually encouraging people to register to vote. Now you don't even have to get out and vote. All you have to do is go online. I did it this weekend. You go online, you go to the website, they send you your ballot at home. And does it take a week maybe to process? Okay. So send it in a week early. I don't know whether that's true or not, but you don't even have to go out to vote
You
anymore.
know who you're going to vote for?
It
Ren?
comes to you, yeah.
You do?
I know presidentially who I'm voting for. Judges,
Really?
I got to take a look at. You know, Alex Freeman is running for judge.
Who's
I'm
Alex
running
Freeman?
for sheriff. We interviewed him when we
Oh,
were.
yes, we talked about
So
that.
there's only 2 running right now. He's the only one running.
Him and the current guy.
Correct.
But the current guy, I heard, got sick.
Yeah, he got sick.
He got corona. Is he going to make it? Scott Israel's sick.
Scott Israel's Broward.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm
I'm talking
mixing.
Palm Beach County.
I'm mentally
Oh.
mixing my counties here. I was like, Scott
I
Israel is
can't.
too.
I can't get it
You
straight.
guys
I'm just
know
gonna
who
write
your
my
county
name
sheriff
in and
is?
be done
Well,
with it.
I know
I'm
Scott
done.
Israel
I'm
for
just putting my
very
name
different
in.
reasons.
I'm not voting for nobody else.
Because
Scott
Broward.
Israel's Broward, and on their whole list, they've got a whole long list. By the
Oh, yeah.
time you
How
get,
do you know the list? You seen it already?
Sure, they've got sample ballots that are being sent. I don't know why I saw Broward counties, but
I did a mail-in ballot.
yeah. By the time you get to the list on Broward County sheriffs, unfortunately, what most people do, and this is truly factual by the numbers, because it's done alphabetical order, people who don't pay attention and don't really read up on it because they choose not to, they pick the first one. So if you're higher up in the alphabet by your last name statistically, you will win.
Well, you put a lot of thought into that.
It's true. These are, and I only know that because my sister-in-law ran for judge, and
First
when
of
they did
all-
all this research.
First of all, be honest. The names that are in there for administrative justice, whatever, and you never heard of any of these people. What do? You go meanie, miny, mo. What do
Well,
you
that's
do?
what I'm saying. That's what people do. They pick
what
the
do you
first
do?
one in
What
the
do you do?
alphabet.
Because I
I-
want to do what you do.
I try now, honestly, because you get the sample ballots in the mail. Even when you would have to go in and vote, you would get the sample ballots in the mail. I honestly try to go through them and get familiar with it.
Familiar with people you never heard of.
Yeah, because
Right.
otherwise, how do you know? You know, there's a woman running, Wendy Santori. I was going to ask you, is there
That's
any
my
relation?
cousin.
Is she?
Wendy Santori is my cousin.
Is that true, or did you make that up?
No, I swear to God, she's my cousin. She's actually one of 2, Brenda and Wendy.
And are you going to vote for her?
Of course.
I don't know her platform, but I keep seeing her
What is she
signs
running
around
for?
town. I think she's running for judge.
Oh, I gotta call her. It's amazing. She is an attorney.
You haven't
She's
seen her
young.
signs around town?
No,
You'll see it on the ballot then.
Wendy's running for judge.
I think it's judge, yeah.
Interesting. I didn't even know that. That's
and
my
I kept
cousin.
seeing it. I kept wondering
Santory or Santo?
with a Y.
Yeah, that's my cousin. There is 2 Santoris. There's an I and there's a Y, and it became I and Y, and there's a whole slave reason for it. It's a whole thing to this thing. She's a Y. Okay.
And how's she your cousin?
She's Junie, one of my father's 14 brothers, his daughter. And it's funny because she was number 3, and then Brenda was number 4, and they were twins. We
And
tried
did
to
you
get
know
the
she
boy.
lives in Florida?
Yes.
Do you ever see her?
Tampa. I don't know. I haven't
Can't
talked
be
to them.
Tampa. It's got to be Palm Beach County.
Well, she must have moved over here. I haven't seen them in 20 years, 30 years.
Well, I think you should reach out to her. You know,
Well,
you
I
got-
didn't even know she was on the ballot.
If we got it. We should reach out to her.
2 Santoris, one for president, one for judge. You can't go
I
wrong.
know. What a platform you guys got cooking.
You know, the funny thing
The
about
funny
it,
thing
if
is you
I
didn't know.
if I had money and I ran, I would put both these characters down, and I would do something that's never been done in the history of this country. I would be honest. You know, when you mess up, say you messed up. How many people have to die before you admit you messed up?
It's true. And here's what Grandma says. No, you Google the names if you don't know them. This way you can pick more intelligently. Grandma.
What'd she say?
Your grandma said we should look at people up and learn a little bit more about their platform. Absolutely.
Grandma, I'd rather just vote for me and not vote for them. Because every time I vote, I got to tell you, when Ronald Reagan ran for president, you remember when Ronald Reagan ran for president?
Sure.
Andy, you remember Ronald Reagan? I thought he was a madman. I did a campaign on East Tremont Avenue that says if you vote for Reagan, you're voting for, and I used some real bad words. Real bad. Ronald Reagan, in my opinion, became one of the best presidents we ever had because he had business. He had a business mentality. You know, he was the guy who rode on a horse and did movies. And he had a business mentality, and people followed him. See, what makes a great president is leadership when people follow you. Now, Ronald Reagan couldn't walk in the crowd. He got shot. You know, he got shot, right? Almost died. Don't call me right now. I'm on the air. And the funny thing about all of this, somebody's calling me, is that I thought he was a mistake. He ended up being good. Now, I voted for the peanut guy. Remember the peanut guy?
Jimmy Carter, yes.
What a freaking disaster that was. He was horrible. I love his honesty. He came to the White House. He put the boots down. Remember that?
I don't know.
And he put the boots down. His boots were full of mud. And he came and he put them on. He says, I be your president. Now, he's won, what, 2 Nobel Prizes? 2 Peace Nobel Prizes. The man is a brilliant man. A scholar. But leader, not so much. So in between those 2 characters is what I
Depends
would
what you decide what a leader is.
Now, before you do your time, you remember Richard Nixon?
Yes.
You remember Richard Nixon? Now, my father loved Mr. Nixon. Mr. Nixon went to the cookie jar, and he got caught.
I had a boyfriend that loved, I know, back to my boyfriends. I had a boyfriend that loved.
You went out with Richard Nixon?
No, I had a boyfriend that loved him.
Well, he got
But
caught.
don't understand, this was after Nixon was president, because Nixon was president when I was a kid, so my boyfriend was
Right, but
back
I want them
afterwards.
to understand Richard Nixon did something stupid. He had the election won by a landslide. You remember Watergate, that word, the Hotel Watergate? He got involved in Watergate, and he was guilty. So who took his place? Because he resigned. He didn't want to get impeached. He resigned. So who took his place? Mr. Ford, the bumbling idiot. President Ford
And
was
why
on
do
a
people look for you?
stage.
You've insulted everyone.
Well, hold on.
pretty
Well, hold on.
studying
I'm going to let you make up your own mind. He was on the stage, Dawn, and he got up to get off the stage. He fell backwards off the stage.
How do
Did you know that?
How do you fall backwards off stage?
You see how you're on that stage?
Yeah.
He fell backwards. This guy was a bumbling idiot.
Why? People fall all the time.
No. He
Does that
fell
mean
with
I wouldn't
nobody
be a good
around
VP?
him. No. Then what does he do? He forgives. He pardons Richard Nixon. Pardons Richard Nixon, who was caught red-handed doing something illegal. But if it was Donald Trump, they would hang him
Why?
in the
Donald
circle.
Trump pardons all kinds of people.
I understand that, but I'm just saying how this is not the first time you've seen this in our history.
Of course not.
There have been many incidents. Many incidents if you go back in
You should
time.
watch Hamilton. It goes all the way back.
It's true, and they make fun. They make
Right?
fun.
You haven't watched it?
I haven't either.
Really?
I've seen it like 18 times at this point.
You've seen it a ton of times.
Yeah, I
My
love
kids have seen it a
Hamilton.
million times
I haven't
too.
seen it. I had to pay
Love it.
$4.99. Is it
Oh,
worth
it's so good.
$4.99?
I
It's
love
worth $4.99.
I mean $14. Is it worth it?
You can get Disney Plus for free for 7 days, I think.
No, they
I'll
get
put
$14.
you
Yeah,
on
and
that.
I
then
already
it's
took
only
the-
$8 a month.
That's a lot of money.
I was gonna say yeah, we bundled it. We pay 13 because we get
Looks
Hulu.
like just bundle it and get ESPN and Hulu.
I get ESPN. I get free baseball on my computer, but that's a different story.
Well, the thing is, there's no baseball right now.
Yes, there is. Mets won again yesterday,
Oh, they
baby.
played?
Go the orange and blue. They beat the Boston Red
Oh,
Sox.
With
no.
the Marlins, are they back?
Marlins are suspended till Monday, until further notice. Now they're testing the ants and everything else. They're gonna get tested every day now, the whole nine. Half the team is on hiatus, so the Marlins, who happen to be in first place, they should end the season now.
I mean, it's a nice.
I was going to ask you, is UM playing? Are they going back to sports? Do you know? So far, they're going to play.
Everybody's watching because the NFL is a contact sport. There's sweat, there's liquids transferred. I gotta tell you something. I don't see the NFL playing.
Is hockey playing? Because
Actually,
Yeah,
we
they
were
start-
told it's a
they
collision.
start
isn't
next-
hockey
next week.
just as contact as football?
Yeah,
Hockey,
but they have
but,
more.
But
They
you're
have
on
more
you're on
padding,
you're on
yeah.
ice, so it's sort of waters you down. Yes, it's just as bad, just as bad.
But also, it's harder for stuff to grow in the cold.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hockey?
Well, that's all fine and dandy, but watch the first week, all the cases come out of the woodwork. That's a problem.
Well, it's really cold. It's a lot harder statistically for viruses to like grow and spread in cold temperatures. That's why doctors' offices are always so cold.
I don't know. The jury's still out on that. But I know that Pfizer is
scientific
doing
thing.
stage 2 and 3 at the same time. That's the first time in the history of this country that's ever
Who?
been allowed.
The
Pfizer,
pharmaceutical companies.
yeah.
Oh.
And if it works, they already did 30,000 volunteers, and so far they got good results. I want to volunteer. I don't know how.
Well,
Please don't.
yeah, there were
Why
a few
not?
people in another country. I don't want to say which one it is because I don't remember off the top of my head. It's like one of 3, but they were trying a new vaccine and every single person died.
I heard that Palm Beach County they were going to start testing vaccines soon.
If we don't test, we won't overcome. There will be some that die, yes. But I would be
There were
first in line. I would take a shot.
Quite a few.
All right, on that note, let's take a commercial break.
Where are you taking a commercial break for?
Because
She's sitting
someone's
right
here to
there.
talk to you.
Oh, we gotta wait until she gets up.
She's gone. She.
And you gotta make sure she doesn't trip. You know, that scares me. It's a she.
It's funny because we've got steps in the front and we all get off on the sides, but it's all good.
I should put the steps in the side.
We
Give
have a
us a
step
call.
on this side where you can't walk.
We should move the steps, actually.
Make a
888.
note. Make a note. Let's move that.
Mental note, let's move the steps. Wow, it's only been here for
You
6
guys are
months. And we're like, oh,
hilarious.
you know what, let's move the steps.
Hilarious, I tell you.
888-994-4995. Freddie for president. Let us know what's going on. We got to call Jacob's Deli.
Oh, sugar.
We're going to call him right now. We got a treat coming up. Studio A, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Introducing Black Tie Liquors, your one-stop shop for wine and spirit needs. Whether you're looking for an ice-cold pack of summer brews or just to grab your favorite bottle of scotch whiskey, Black Tie Liquors has you covered. Come choose from a wide selection of beers, wines, spirits, or liqueurs. Or if you're in the mood, feel free to grab one of our fresh cigars. Stop by Black Tie Liquors today, located on 5970 South Jog Road, Lake Worth, Florida. Or give them a call at 561-968-0988.
Not all CBD products are made the same. Here at your CBD store, our trained and highly educated staff can help recommend the perfect products for you. Stop in and see for yourself at one of our locations in Pembroke Pines, West Boca, Boynton Beach, or Singer Island. Or call us today at 561-437-1080. Again, that's 561-437-1080.
They call me Don Pablo, and 20 years ago, I discovered my passion for great quality coffee. Today, we're roasting excellent quality coffee that's rich, smooth, and very complex. It's a taste that's new in the world.
Amy Minty combines the hilarity of For Better or Money, the eroticism of For Love or Sanity, the mystique of For Sink or Swim, and the suspense of For Sex or Revenge, making her 5th novel, For Strip or Gamble, her best to date. Get your copy at Amy Minty.
We are on fire. So let's spread your business like a wildfire. Spotlight your business, ideas, and events through our Brooklyn Cafe TV channel on Amazon Fire. Contact us at 888-224-5422 for more information. Let the whole town, even the whole country, know your message with a click of a button. Together, we ignite.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
We got a lot of empty chairs. So Val, let's adjust the VMix. It's you and me and Slick's still here. All right, keep Slick on. I saw a lot of empty chairs and I'm like, where is everybody?
Moving
They're
parts,
on the board
moving
actually, is
parts
where they
today.
are. So Andy came in. He came to pick up some pieces.
And he stole another piece. He stole the Rolling Stones off the Wall of Fame here that we have a memorabilia.
Very cool.
Another piece goes home.
Oh, you should have showed him this Satchel Paige piece
Why? He gave it to me.
because it's spelled wrong.
I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to do that?
Not
Okay,
gonna
we're
do
gonna
that?
Presidents
I'm not
don't
gonna
do that.
Presidents don't admit when something's wrong.
Satchel Paige written incorrectly is worth more than written correctly. That's all I got to say.
Really?
Yes.
You remember Satchel Paige?
Yeah. Do I remember? I didn't see him play.
You remember his story?
Yes.
I don't. That's
One
why
of
I
the
asked.
greatest ball players in the history of mankind. It's funny. There's an old story. I don't know if Slick knows Satchel Paige, but there's an old wise tale that says that he told his team to sit down, the whole team, and he was up against Ernie Banks. You know Ernie Banks?
Don't know Ernie Banks.
One of the greatest players, one of the greatest hitters of all time. And he told everybody, sit down. And everybody, what? Sit down. And he sat and he struck Ernie Banks down. That's how good this guy was.
We've got Jose on from Jacob's Deli. Girls, can we take off the screen that has empty chairs? Or unless you're going to
Hello,
sit back
yes.
in them.
How are you, Jose? Jose. So that's the story of Satchel Paige.
Interesting. They're
And
fixing
Rocky
his sound.
Marciano, you know Rocky Marciano?
Yeah, I know Rocky Balboa, Rocky Marciano.
Good morning, Jose. How you doing?
Yeah, I know.
Good morning. Very
I didn't know he was
good.
from Brockton though.
Well, thank you for joining us.
I
You were
didn't know.
at Jacob's Deli. Tell us where that is located.
3861 West Woolwright Road, Boynton Beach, Florida, 33436.
Now, we have a story. Freddie, tell the story. Someone called the radio station.
We have a gentleman who
Oh, wow.
We have a gentleman that called and wrote into the radio stations, and they passed it on to us because we work with the radio station doing talk radio. We do a morning show. We do all sorts of things. And he told me the story about Jose, and I let Jose tell his story. And he says to me, don't tell him that I said that I called. And I said, why? And so I'm not supposed to give his name out. I said, why? He says, well, because I'm just being a good Samaritan. I think that the man, what he did, and you'll understand when you hear the story, is phenomenal, and I just want to help him out. But I am not the only station that I think Jose has talked to. I think Telemundo he spoke to, and all of this is
Channel
coming
6
about-
also.
Channel 6. And all of this is coming about because of one individual. I don't know if Jose knows who that is, but I want Jose to tell his story about what happened.
Are we ready?
Go ahead, Jose.
Yes, I was like 1980s, beginning around May. Some kind of people came to the town, like out-of-town people, tall, with beard. They come with guns and everything, and they treat everybody. And they grab my family. They throw my dad right on the ground, and they tell us, I give you 24 hours to leave the country, which is Guatemala. So my dad didn't think about it twice. He picked up his stuff, and we left the same night. We ain't waiting for 24 hours. We're leaving tonight, just in case something happened. So that was our journey begin, since San Miguel Acatán, all the way to Huehuetenango, Guatemala. We crossed the border to Mexico with no money, rain, cold. We crossed all the way Mexico to Tijuana. It took us like 10, 12 days to get there, on a bus, of course. And somehow we crossed USA, just like we were walking like for half an hour probably. And somebody helped us up, picked us up, and took us to LA. And from LA, somebody brought us to Florida. Well, I was 17 years old. I didn't know what was going on. And all that started with a neighborhood. He was a Jewish chef from Jersey. And I didn't know he was like well known being a Jewish chef. So he told me, he brought me in the kitchen. He taught me everything he knows. And there I am, was working with him, prepping stuff, making soups. And went on and trying to help him out because he was an older man. And he retired. We all felt it. And I took over the place. And I keep working hard. And we closed the restaurant 8 years later. And I ended up here at Jacob's in Boynton 33 years ago. So I work day and night, a few days off once in a while, vacation once in a while. and I worked day and night, day and night. My dad came to me once. He asked me, you know, are you ready to buy the place? I will help you out. That was like 8 years ago. And the owner said, no, I ain't selling it. My dad passed away 8 years ago. And I says, Dad, don't worry. I'm going to work hard until I buy this place. Which I did. And God works in a different way, and the place just followed right into my arms. And now, after 33 years, I own Jacob's Restaurant. And all that started with the hard work and save up all my money. And instead of cooking now, instead of, you know, like wrecking my ass in the kitchen, instead of doing all that stuff, now I'm just taking it easy up front and owning Jacob's Deli. That was my story.
It's funny. Is it all you expected it to be, or is it more work than you expected it to be, especially during this time?
Right now, it's going to work more work like mentally, between the payroll, ordering, prepping, you know, and take care of all the people. Now it's like 100% instead of like 80%. Just take care of the kitchen, take care of the help, take care of the customers. Now, besides that, another 20% right on top of it, but which I was used to it. So it's just more mentally, more work to do. But in the end, it's right now like it's worth it. It's worth every single penny expense.
It's interesting because we had Jeff Greenberg on yesterday. He opened up his store during the pandemic. We've talked to many businesses that are doing this. Jose is no different. He's in the midst of the worst crisis in the history of this country, and there he is. You know, he kept that legacy of his father alive, and he's doing what he does. It's an unbelievable success story, and I know that as soon as we get out of this mess, whenever it is, because you're busy now, Jose. I hear that lunchtime for you.
Right, it's so busy. In one night, between 4 o'clock to 5:30, I sold 80 sandwiches in 1 hour.
Wow.
Customers wants to follow me. Customers is gonna support me. Customers not gonna let me close again. Even they tell me, if I have to be here every day, I'll be here every day for you.
Yeah, I mean that's what you call loyalty. You know, it's. Do you know who David Letterman is, Jose?
I believe I have an idea because he was asking me a lot of questions too. I think that was him. He asked me, you know, how that happened.
David Letterman was a famous icon in New York City doing the Late Show, and he had the two brothers, the two Indian brothers. Can I say Indian, Hindu, whatever they were? They were of Indian descent. Downstairs by the Ed Sullivan Theater, which is where they did it. And those two brothers had a deli. I think one of them recently died, by the way. And those two brothers had a deli. Overnight, he made them the #1 deli in New York City because it became his deli. They put a camera in there.
Right.
They used to talk. I forget their names, Mookie or Biki or whatever their name was. And what I would like to do with Jose is I want to make him the official deli of the Brooklyn Cafe.
Right.
So that we call him,
Wow.
we find out what's going on. Maybe we get a camera. We put a camera up there. We get him on the screen. And we will have the official deli of the Brooklyn Cafe up in Boynton.
Wow.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think that he deserves all the kudos.
Agreed.
I know that he is also of Hispanic background. We have Fuego and everything else. We want to get in touch with him. Jose, we do over 30 shows, so a lot of people want to talk to him.
Wow.
But I wanted people to understand just how amazing this gentleman's story is. You wanted a good field story, and here it is.
I think we should go on a field trip. Remember how we went up to On the Ave? One day we should take a field trip, take a road trip, take the crew up
We
for
take
lunch,
some
get some
cameras.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
And are you eating in, or you have some tables inside the restaurant?
Oh, I only have 10 tables set up in the store. Only 10 tables, so it's only like 20 people can come in, 25 people.
You can always take it out.
And that's it. So we do a lot of takeouts. Yes.
We can send Slick and Vinny
No,
to
you
get
know
some
what we should
sandwiches.
do? We should take the Brooklyn Cafe mobile. Let's take the mobile up. Let's call the gentleman with the big bus.
I was thinking we send Slick and Vinny up for some sandwiches.
No, that's too easy. No,
Oh.
no, no, no. No, I don't want to send them up. How
Yes.
come they get all the good stuff? No,
We'll
no,
bring it
I
back.
want to go.
You want to? Okay, we'll
But
go.
I wanna
You
go
won't
in the
miss.
bus.
You don't want to. You don't want to miss a good corned beef sandwich.
Absolutely not. And this guy,
What's your number one sandwich? The number one seller.
Corned beef. We sell corned beef like 80 pounds in 1 hour.
80 pounds in an hour. Do you make everything?
In an
there?
hour. Yes, we make everything here. Fresh salad, corned beef. We cook it for 3.5 hours from the kettle, and it goes to the steam table. We steam it all morning long. This is like Tavachnik style,
I
a
love
Jewish deli in New Jersey.
You like
now
corned beef?
hold on a second. What do you put in a corned beef sandwich? And don't tell
8
me
ounces of
mustard.
meat. 8 ounces of meat on rye bread, mustard, coleslaw, and a pickle on the side.
Now, if I don't like mustard on my corned beef, would you put mayonnaise?
Sure, but there's something weird. we don't hear much about mayonnaise on a
Hey,
corned
Jose.
beef sandwich.
Jose, do you know? Jose, you know that I'm running for president, right?
Oh, really? All right. Well,
Jose didn't know.
you expect my vote.
There you go. You see? So when you said that that's weird, that is me. My name is Freddie Weird Santori. Yes. I love mayo on my corned beef. I don't know why I can't stand the mustard.
I know, but they're gonna ask you what? Are you serious? You mean mayonnaise or mustard?
No, mayo.
Every time you
Always-
ask for me.
Oh, we can
Uh-huh.
have fun. We can have fun with Jose. We can make a deli sandwich. Make up our own deli sandwich.
Ever
Oh my
have a
God.
Reuben with turkey?
Yes.
I think they call it a Rachel.
I have Ruben and Rachel.
and Reuben, Rachel, and turkey Reuben,
Do you have
and we got
knishes?
with brisket also.
You have knishes?
But they're all delicious. Knish is homemade. I make it myself.
So our crew doesn't even know
That-
what a knish is.
Wait, you have the real knish?
I make it my own. It's a real stuff with potato and onions. On like in a puffy
all right.
though. All
Listen.
homemade.
You guys can learn what a knish is. Sticks. Like
They have no idea. Our crew's
Yeah.
never had it.
a knish is the
A
number one
Maya,
delicacy.
a Guatemalan Indian knows about knish. Everybody will know knish.
And he says I'm weird.
Jacob's
Yeah,
we got to go
no,
check
every-
it out.
Yes, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Jacob's Deli. Go visit the official deli of the Brooklyn Cafe. Jacob's Deli in Boynton Beach. What's the address?
3861 Woolwright Road.
And we have his phone number, so we're gonna put something together. And where's Jose? Or where's the deli or something?
Woolbright and military it is.
And Jose,
There we
making,
go.
We are making a game board. The Brooklyn Cafe is putting a game board together. We got to put a stop of
Uh-huh.
this deli on the board.
Ted, isn't that near the axe throwing place?
This is near a public shopping center.
I think it's not. I think it's up where we were at the axe bar.
Is it? Is it off of military?
Military in Woolwright.
Is there a big Walmart over there?
Little north of here, yes.
Okay.
And
I know
Walmart,
exactly
just north.
where he is.
Yep,
Um,
not too far from there.
Walmart is in Boynton. We're on Woolwright.
Okay. Now you know
Yep.
where they are.
I know exactly where you are, my friend.
Very
Okay,
cool.
buddy.
You
Wish
know,
you
you're
stopping by
only-
for a nice.
You're only 5 minutes from my house. Now I'm really scared. I'll be in.
Oh,
all the time.
well, I won't forget to put the mayonnaise on your sandwich.
You are the man. We are going to put a spot together and make it the official deli at the Brooklyn Cafe. It's the only thing on our menu that we don't have is the official deli.
I know.
Oh,
We're used
baby.
to it.
Really?
Now we
Wow.
do one.
Yeah.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Jose,
We're going to
so
get
much.
Jacob's menu now.
You the man. Thank you. We just got to get a menu, put it on the glass here.
Great story.
All right, buddy. We'll be in
All
touch.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right,
Thank
stay
you.
safe.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
I remember when we had that other deli, and they made the Freddy the
The
plate.
Freddy
It was
plate.
like 15 pounds of meat. That was so funny.
So good. I
There was
can't
no
wa-
bread. There was nothing.
And there was, well, you weren't eating bread back in the day.
Is that what it was?
My Delicious Deli. I think the crew all went MIA. I guess they're all busy setting up for their shows.
That's enough for the show.
Vinny's going to be on, I believe, at 10. Then we've got music therapy at 10:30. We've got Kelsey somewhere in the mix at 11. Fuego back at 11:30, and then we got some shows coming on.
Why
at
is it
12
so
o'clock.
hot in here today? What
I
did
don't
you
know.
do?
I didn't do anything. I got the fan on me, and they turned that fan off.
I'm melting, Lucy,
It was
melting.
making too much noise for Vinny, is all I can tell you. Vinny, what are you talking about today on your show?
Vinny says anything matters.
I need to hear some good news.
What's the good news? The world's on fire, but it's burning off a little bit slowly.
Good news, I would say, it's not good news, but I mean it's somewhat it's kind of like a bittersweet. I'm pretty sure you guys heard about the whole situation about the fraud on COVID-19. This guy kind of he asked for 13 mil. He
heard
he
about
got
that.
3.9 mil.
You told me.
But yeah, basically, yeah.
What happened?
Basically, he asked for 13 mil for his shell company that he never had. He never had a shell company, and the way he got caught was the purchase of the Lamborghini, and he purchased like $11,000 from Saks Fifth Avenue.
Well, how much money did he get?
3.9 mil.
So 3.9 mil. You get caught. How many years in the federal penitentiary is he gonna get?
I don't know yet, but he has not been talking. The only person that I've been hearing quote is his attorney.
I heard he's getting 30 years.
He's like
So he
indeed
made up a company and they gave him what, PPP money?
3.9 million.
3.9 mil. He asked for 13, but he got 3.9. Yeah.
But I heard he's gonna get 30 years.
You think he's the only one that did that?
No, he's the only one that got caught.
He's the only one.
Now
that
they're
got-
on the prowl for more.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now they're looking out for the frauds.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you don't deserve PPP money, give it back. You saw that the schools gave it back, and that restaurant was the first
Correct.
one that gave it back.
Correct.
They didn't have to, but they gave it back because it was just the right thing to do.
Correct, because they will find out, guys. And I don't know if that's good or bad news, but
Well, maybe. I don't know either. We can't make any judgments until we know whether it's true or not.
So, Vinny, your show is about the world burning today? Is that what you said?
No. Entertaining, but no.
But what are you going to talk about today?
I'm gonna talk about the Rodney King recording auction, Great White Shark. What else?
What Rodney King recording on?
Back then, someone recorded Rodney King getting beat up by the police,
Yes.
and now they're auctioning off the recording.
The videos.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
Wow.
Dude, do you think they do the same thing with George Floyd 20 years from now, or 2030?
Well, here's the interesting thing. Think about what gets auctioned off at Epic Christie's, right? The big auction house. They auction memorabilia, JFK. What makes something worthy of being auctioned and something not worthy of auction?
Somebody buying it.
That's like trying to auction off the gun that killed Kennedy.
But the funny thing is that there's somebody who will always pay a number, and that's what creates the auction. Just sick.
Interesting.
And the sicker it is, the more you think that you're privileged to get it. You ever notice that? Like vomit from.
Do you think it's just our country, or do you think it's just people in general?
I feel like
People
people
in
with money.
people in general, because like people do buy underwear and all that
Oh, yeah, it's
weird
just
stuff from
weird.
stars. Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because I don't look it up, but stories,
you up.
stories. I don't look
He
that
looked
up.
you
I
up.
do not say what type of
You know, the more I get to know
underwear.
you, the more deeper
Just-
and mystery you.
Don't you just
love.
hear it, Vinny? Like they do buy
No,
underwear.
Vinny, tell
There's
me
guys
on
that buy
Facebook.
underwear.
I agree with him. Like, there's stuff you see weird
Yeah.
news on Facebook.
Man, Vinny, you always save.
I'm telling you,
Like,
he
I understand
always
where you're
saves you.
to the
Pasta
layup.
of
Yes,
the
sir.
day.
That's a nice
Oh.
assist.
Oh, wait a minute! I got breaking news. You know what today is? Official day of?
What?
What's the official day of? I give you a hint.
Tequila.
Vinny loves to eat it.
Pizza? Sushi.
What do you buy over here?
Pasta?
Oh, lasagna?
Aha! There it is. Today is the official day of lasagna.
Ooh,
Today?
that's cool.
Today's
That's
official. Oh, you guys are going next door.
Really? Is it?
Look it
They're
up.
like,
I don't
I'm all
know.
in.
I didn't know because they said they had something else for today, so it was not.
So you
planned.
gotta go over and tell
You
him.
got
You
the
know,
lunch menu already
Yeah,
for
no.
today?
Yesterday I asked them what they was making today.
you
They
have
didn't
to
tell me
them that
lasagna.
today's the official day of lasagna. They're supposed to give out a piece of lasagna for free. That's what everybody's
Do
doing
you
right
think they're selling
Really?
pasta
I don't
today?
think they'll do
Yeah,
that.
maybe.
I'll ask, but I don't
Yeah.
even know if they have
You buy in
lasagna
order, you
today.
get a piece of lasagna. Tell
Wait,
'em.
do you remember growing up and we would get the lunch menu? You'd get the menu for the week at school lunches, and you would know what day you were eating and what day was what. I think you got the lunch menu for next door already.
I definitely did. I definitely
You
did.
got the lunch menu?
Yeah, because like they told me they were making some other pasta, but they weren't making lasagna. So
That's
Really?
hilarious.
I can check to see, but I don't think they'll have lasagna today.
I think you walk over there and let's do a spot with them. Let's do a lasagna lunch special today or
Correct.
something
Do
with
you
them.
know when I was in school, my mother
Yeah.
made me cold lunch because she didn't want to give me the $1.50 a day for hot lunch. So I used to trade my lunch for other lunches. So you know deer meat. You ever had deer meat?
They served you deer in school?
No. What happened was
That's
this
what I
kid
was about.
named,
Yeah, I was about
his
to
name
ask
was
that.
Greg Rudolph.
Yeah.
He traded
And
me
he
a
ate deer?
deer meat sandwich.
Wait, that's a joke, right? So Greg Rudolph?
That was his
Yeah.
name. Randolph.
Greg-
Greg,
Not a- a
Randolph,
Greg
Randolph,
A
Randolph.
reindeer too?
Greg Randolph. That was his real name.
That's funny.
He traded me a deer sandwich
How did it
for a
taste?
bologna and cheese.
There's no such thing as a deer sandwich.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
people eat deer. Yeah,
And the funny thing
Just
is
like gator
that this,
jerky.
it was gamey,
yeah.
Ugh.
but it was spicy.
I used to eat 2 lunches.
I'm good.
Mm.
Hard pass on that. Deer
I
meat.
saw some pictures.
Deer
2
meat.
hot lunches for me is all I can tell you. And
When
then an ice cream. Oh, yes.
When I went to DeWitt Clinton High School, I was a freshman. I didn't know A from B, and I sat at the football team's table. The whole lunchroom was packed. I got my lunch. There was one table, so I took it.
That's how it usually is. That's how I was. Like if there, I got my plate and everybody's congregating and there's an open table. I don't know whose table it is, but the gang.
So you
of
sit
peop-
there, right?
I sit there, and then they just surround. They're like, "You're not supposed." To. I'm like,
They
"I'm not supposed to
surrounded me.
what?"
Slick, they surrounded me.
Yeah, correct.
They dragged me on the table. Now, mind you, I was a freshman. I was scared of
Same,
death. I
same.
was like 14. No, I don't know what I was. I was young.
Yeah,
And they put me on the table. They took my jacket to hold me, to tie me to the table. They took off my shoes, and they took off my socks. They put their lunch trays on my belly and started eating lunch.
Freddie, that's so sad.
I
Oh,
was
that's
petrified.
terrible.
I was
That's
like
not a
this.
good
How
story.
old were you?
But that's kind of how.
Freshman in
It,
high school, but I didn't go into.
Yeah.
I went into high school.
Your
When I
high
was in
school
the ninth
experience was
grade.
very sad.
yeah,
So
it
wait a
is.
minute, it gets better.
It is.
So the football team says to me, "Do you know whose table this is?" Now it says the football team. I'm so sorry. So he goes to me. The guys go, "If you cry, we won't let you hang out with us."
What?
I went, "Really? All you gotta do is sit there." And for lunch period, they all took their turn putting their tray on my chest or my stomach and ate. After that, I got to hang out with the football team. I got to sit at the table. I was the only freshman
To
allowed
sit
in
at the-
DeWitt Clinton history to sit at
On
that table.
Wow.
Because I was initiated.
That is heartbreaking.
But people would run away. I didn't run away. I was so petrified. It was
Yeah.
frozen.
Your stories from high school would put me in PTSD.
Correct, because
I would never go back to school.
Cause if there was, I wouldn't want
How
the needle on my
freaking painful is
chest.
that?
Cause I'm like, no, that's kind of. But I know I've been in that whole predicament. They was trying to push us off the table. I'm like, why? We were here first. I could go to administration and I could tell them that we were here first.
But I tell you, these guys with the state blocked out the sun. These guys were enormous.
Wow.
Enormous. And then they put me because the DeWitt Clintons was called the governors. And I used to walk the hallways. I was a Doberman. You know, Jen G
G.
says I was a Doberman. I used to get players, people that would walk in the hallways. But when the football team walked the hallway, I always took them back to their class and looked the other way. That was my arrangement. That's why they knew who I was. I didn't know who they were. That was a whole arrangement. That was fantastic. I had a great 1 year at DeWitt Clinton.
So Steve Grubb says one of his college freshman roommates was from the Bronx and went to DeWitt Clinton High School, and he was homesick. What's his name, Steve? You can't leave us hanging like that. Maybe he knows Freddie.
Maybe he does.
Actually,
or
I
the
think
football
Steve's a
table
little
or
older
the
than
table.
you, so maybe not.
Do you know Get Smart, the show? You know
No,
Get Smart?
can't say no.
You
Sorry.
guys don't know Get Smart, the show?
Get smart now.
That guy who played in that show graduated from DeWitt Clinton.
DeWitt Clinton.
He always used to come by. JoJo White, the basketball player, played for the Celtics.
Eric Goshen.
I know Eric Goshen. He's a somebody.
Well, that's was Steve's roommate who went to DeWitt Clinton High School.
First of all, Steve, there is no roommates in DeWitt Clinton High School.
No, when he went to college.
Ah, yes.
He went to college, and he grew up in the Bronx. He went to college with Steve. And
He was a
went to
governor.
DeWitt. Really?
That's what we are, governors. Yeah, DeWitt Clinton
very
governor.
interesting.
Yes.
That's
good. I had a lot of fun in DeWitt.
All right, you ready to rock and roll? We got a big lineup. They're all ready to go in there.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
just that
switch over.
that hazing part. I felt like that was a
Hazing.
hazing part. Like they ate food off my chest. I I'll probably stay home. I'll probably be homeschooled after that.
I think you're right. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you got to be tough, man. To go to school in the Bronx, you got to be tough.
2 hot lunches for me is all I can tell you. 2.
How the hell did you get away with that? A boyfriend gave you his?
No, I was in elementary school. You just got to pay for it. Quite simple.
So you had 2 lunches. So hot lunch was chicken and rice and beans and all that.
No, we didn't have that. It was like spaghetti and meat sauce and all kinds. Yeah.
In Puerto Rico, hot lunch is delicious. It was a meal. They even gave you a glass of wine if you bought it.
A glass of wine in Puerto Rico for lunch. And when you
If
were
you were
2?
senior.
Oh, when you were high school. I don't know. I think for lunch, you should all check out Jacob's Deli. Jody from WNN, thank you for connecting us with Jacob's Deli up in Boynton Beach. They're on Woolbright and Military. Check it out. We're going to be going up there for a field trip one day.
Official
Jose
deli
is
of the Brooklyn
owner.
Cafe.
Spectacular story of living the American dream. Have a great morning, everyone. Be safe. Be kind to each other. We'll see you in just a moment. What's the name of it? No pun included?
No pun included, or
pun
I'll figure
included.
it. We'll figure it out.
On
when-
Ant Media TV.
And we'll talk to you later. Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors, just to